community advocate and small business owner with you, and my ideas to enhance public safety, strengthen our economy, and promote a clean, healthy island. I humbly ask for your vote for strong families and a strong Guam.
Viva Regime!
Create new jobs and business opportunities. Continue shaping a smaller and more efficient government. Bring the highest honor and respect to our veterans. Protect life. These are some of the most important tenets of the Republican Party of Guam, and you will see these values in action with Republican mayors in every village and a Republican in Congress. It's time to change the voice. For the good of the people, it's time to vote Republican.
This lineup is brought to you by AutoSpot, Guam's fastest growing dealership with in-house financing. You'll be amazed what we can do. Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Archbishop Anthony Aparon has issued a statement on the appointment of his successor. Also tonight, the latest twist in the superintendent saga, and Chamorro Village vendors speak up about the challenges on their horizon. Hapade Guam, and good evening. I'm Jason Salas. These are tonight's top stories. Well, while his whereabouts remain unknown at this time, Archbishop Anthony Aparon is extending a Hapade hello to his successor, Bishop Michael Burns from Detroit. Crystal Paco has more in tonight's top story.
In a statement to the press, Archbishop Anthony Aparon welcomes his successor, Bishop Michael J. Burns. Quote, "It is with great joy that I welcome the news of the appointment of Bishop Michael J. Burns as Coadjutor Archbishop of Agana by the Holy Father." End quote. Aparon's last known location was in Rome, as captured in a video statement after allegations of child molestation surfaced against him. Although he doesn't specify, Aparon states he remains on retreat, quote, "working with the authorities in the Vatican to establish my innocence," end quote. As we've been reporting, Aparon stands accused of sexually assaulting Roy Quintanilla, Walter Denton, Roland Sandia, and the late Joseph Sonny Kanata, all former altar boys at Mount Carmel Parish in Agate, where Aparon was a priest decades ago. Earlier this year, Ramona Faison de Plata also publicly accused Aparon, stating he had witnessed the priest engaging in sexual affairs with an altar boy in the 1960s. Aparon will have the opportunity to clear his name in a canonical trial to be held in the Vatican. Limited information has been made available on when that trial will take place. Meanwhile, here at home, Aparon faces a $2 million defamation suit and most recently a civil case for child sex abuse, which was filed at the Superior Court of Guam on Tuesday. Quote, "Despite my necessary absence, I offer my heartfelt thanks to the Archbishop-designate Burns for accepting this appointment. I commend him to hearts and prayers of all the people of Guam, whom I know will give the warmest of welcomes," end quote. Also extending a half-a-day welcome to Bishop Burns is the newly formed organization, Catholic Families for Aparon. Led by Dr. Ricardo Eusebio, they welcomed the new bishop, stating, quote, "We applaud the Vatican's move and look forward to the arrival of Bishop Burns. We thank God for answering our prayers and continuing to pray for the vindication of Archbishop Aparon, the Archbishop of Agana," end quote. With the new bishop on board, it's not known what would happen should Aparon clear his name. Bishop Burns could only say this during an interview with KUAM on Tuesday.
That's a question I don't know the answer to. That would be, I suppose, that'd be a question I should have asked to the Archbishop. I had a chance to meet the Holy Father before, just last Friday. But I I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
Bishop Burns, who lives in Detroit, is anticipated to visit the island late November and make the permanent move to Guam in January. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
And we stay with church headlines as plaintiffs in a $2 million defamation suit against the Archdiocese and Archbishop have responded to defense's motions to dismiss. According to filings by attorney David Lujan, there is a valid claim for the slander. As he writes, quote, the defamatory nature of the defendant's statement is highlighted by the continual exertion of church status and authority to influence the public, and specifically Catholics on Guam, a predominant population, to turn against the plaintiffs, end quote. The listed plaintiffs are all alleged victims of Aparan: Roy Quintanilla, Walter Denton, Roland Sandia, and Doris Concepcion on behalf of her late son, Sonny Kanata. As we, of course, reported, defense's motion to dismiss called the defamation suit unusual, as it was sparked by print ads paid for by the Concerned Catholics of Guam organization. Defense also alleges the Archdiocese publicly recanted as well as retracted the statements made by Aparan. In other news, an initial key witness in the case against Superintendent John Fernandez filed a harassment complaint with the Guam Police Department against former JP Torres principal Eleuterio Mesa this afternoon. Ashley Santos is best friends with Alana Flores, the student who accused Fernandez of sexual harassment in May. However, Santos claims the allegation against Fernandez is false and was hatched by both Mesa and former JP Torres substitute teacher Marcia Palomo after both were removed from the school. Santos says she was pressured to go along with the allegation.
Mr. Mesa also harassed my mom at work when she was guarding the schools for the Fest Pack. He kept calling her and asking if I can go to the board meetings, and he told my mom that I should back up Alana, right or wrong, because she's my best friend.
Santos filed 2 complaints against Mesa at the Hagatna precinct. While KUAM News did reach out to Mesa for comment, he has yet to respond. Also tonight, a Guam Army National Guard specialist who pleaded guilty to fraudulently obtaining $14,000 in recruitment bonuses has been spared sentencing in federal court. According to Chief Judge Francis Taidenko Gatewood, she's not convinced Denial Calvo was in a culpable mental state at the time of the offense. Defense previously disclosed that Calvo was threatened by a higher-ranking officer who told Calvo what details to input to receive the bonuses. Calvo's doctors also tell the court she was diagnosed with PTSD. Defense attorney Jay Ariola also noted the higher-ranking officer received an other-than-honorable discharge from the Guard in the year 2013, and that there are 8 other female victims of sexual assault by this individual, who was only identified by his initials BC. The U.S. Attorney's Office did note the individual in question remains under investigation for Guard Recruitment Assistance Program fraud. Calvo's next court hearing is set for January 11th. A convicted rapist, as we reported online, will begin the process of deportation. Michael Sosic Katsuda was transferred to federal custody as he was serving a 10-year sentence at the Department of Corrections for raping a girl known to him. Prior to that, he had been jailed for DUI, terrorizing, family violence, and assault. In a release from Guadalupe, Governor Eddie Calvo states, quote, "This is another win for the people of Guam who do not have to worry about this man and others like him who have broken our laws and hurt Guamanians." While in anticipation of upgraded charges, the AG's office has filed a motion to move the preliminary hearing date for J.C. White, Richard Regadio, Alfredo Castro, Liberty Concepcion, Enrique Duenas, Ryan Bigler, Joven Santos, and Christian Medina. Because the victim, Brian Cruz, died days after an incident in Tuman and a riot later at Linda's Cafe in East Agana, the AG has requested more time, as doing so would extend the indictment requirement. Tuman surveillance footage, as you now know, shows White allegedly punching Cruz in the face and knocking him unconscious. Court documents state that White, Regadio, and Castro then placed Cruz in the back of a sedan and proceeded to eat at Linda's Cafe. That's where a riot broke out involving the remaining defendants. The government is requesting a new date of November the 10th. Well, it was lights out in the Tamuning area Tuesday night after a driver crashed into a concrete telephone pole, causing the pole to break and fall onto the roadway. According to GPD, the driver was operating a gray 2012 Nissan when he lost control of that car. The driver was extracted using the Jaws of Life device. He was transferred to GMH and treated for minor injuries. Well, please stay tuned, everybody. Prime Time will continue right here on KUAM right after these.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming, KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
Vota número 8, Joe Chivas and Augustine Democrati. I think Joe is a thoughtful man and he's responsible because everything he does is good.
Joe is my man. Now I vote for him, number 8.
He helps our community and he helps me and my family. Vota número 8, Joe Chivas and Augustine Democrati.
Joe loves me, but he's my favorite guy in my life. I vote number 8.
Viva!
Tourism. It's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Whether it was on the baseball field, in the classroom, or in the halls of the Guam legislature, I have and will continue to believe in the combined power of family and community. As your senator, I've worked hard to prioritize the issues that matter most to Guam's youth and families. From youth and community programs, the modernization of public services, to the responsible development of economic activity. These past few years have blessed me with many reasons to continue believing in the future of Guam. I am Tommy Morrison, and I humbly ask for your vote.
Hafa Day, I'm Dr. Michael Cruz, and I'd like to talk to you about a candidate I believe in, Fernando Estevez. As a combat medic, Fernando is one of the only candidates who has real working experience and knowledge to try to help find solutions to our ongoing problems in healthcare. He has the heart of a soldier, a mind of a leader. Please vote for Fernando Barcinas Estevez.
I'm Fernando Estevez, and I approve this message.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
As a deal gets finalized for the takeover of Chamorro Village, vendors hope it means better marketing and more foot traffic. Ken Quintaniza has more.
The Chamorro Village in Hagåtña is open every day of the week, but is best known for the Wednesday night market.
Wednesday night is a very important night, of course, for us and for, the food vendors and people that come in. But for us that are here, kind of permanently in these cement huts, it's pretty important, to get the word out that we're here. A lot of us are open on Saturdays as well.
Isha Gabriel works at the Guam Art Boutique, a small shop at the Chamorro Village that serves as an incubator for artists to create and display their creations and grow their business. She's hoping with plans by Gita to take over the management, operations, and maintenance of the Chamorro Village, it will mean better marketing for everyone.
Spread awareness. There's a lot of local vendors here, and a lot of us are just, trying to get our stuff seen.
An MOU between Gita and the Department of Chamorro Affairs is being finalized. And while he hasn't been informed officially, former Senator Sonny Orsini from Asu Smokehouse believes it's a step in the right direction.
Definitely what we don't want to see as merchants, members of the Chamorro Village, is certainly a unilateral increase, an unreasonable increase in the rent, first and foremost. And hopefully it remains, the mission remains to help foster local businesses to grow and prosper.
As part of the MOU, Gita would be allowed to change rates. Orsini, however, says there's been no increase in rent at this time. He also hopes Gita addresses the use of the 34 concrete huts at the Chamorro Village.
There is a concern of parking, which still today really impacts us negatively. So we've lost a lot of parking that we had prior to FestPac.
The MOU would also include a plan for the concrete huts. Months after FestPac, the bamboo has since been removed, and the huts sit there not at full use. Gita says any structural issues will be fixed, as the huts are under warranty. In the meantime, as they wait for the MOU to be finalized, Gabriel hopes Gita will put the tenants first.
I just want to again mention that there's a lot of local businesses here, and a lot of us are just trying our best to keep going and to promote the arts and promote everything. Our island culture is the bottom line.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
Well, with less than a week until Super Tuesday, the GEC does remind voters in-office voting is still available until Monday. While they hope to increase voter participation from the primary, Executive Director Maria Pangilinan encourages voters who will be off-island or whose work prevents them from making it to the polls to avail themselves of this optional opportunity.
In-office voting is still going on for those persons with disabilities that, for those persons with disabilities that wish to avail themselves of the automark so that they can vote independently and secretly. Please come in. We're open from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
So far, 600 voters have participated in in-office voting, which continues through Monday, November 7th. And you want to join us at the bottom half of the hour for D16 tonight, as joining us in studio as well as online will be tonight's guest. There are three more of your candidates, Frank Blas Jr., as well as Luis Muña and Talina Nelson. D16 tonight's completely interactive, and once we go live on Facebook, you can post your questions and send your sentiment by tapping on the reaction emoji as our guests interact with you. That's live once again. On Tuesday, senior military officials from the U.S. and the Republic of Korea stood their ground at Naval Base Guam, warning North Korea to end its nuclear program. Chairman of the Republic of Korea Joint Chiefs, General Sun Lin Lee, said if North Korea continues its provocations, the alliance between the two countries will have to review all military options. He added Guam is a key player due to our strategic geographic location.
I realize that Guam is not an important factor that maintains security in the Pacific region, but it's also a hub that serves as a center for our response to North Korea's nuclear and WMD threats.
Guam contains various offensive and defensive capabilities meant to defeat any possible threats, including several types of units. Check out KUAM.com for the full report. It's time for Think Green now. Here is Isa Baza.
Think Green is presented by Pacific Solar and Photovoltaics, keeping Guam green one roof at a time. Call 632-4002 for more information.
It's an investment not only into quality infrastructure, but into quality living and working environments.
It's a huge milestone for us to do a LEED certified building. It's the first one we've ever done.
Leonard Calvo is a vice president of Calvo Enterprises, the company charged with constructing the newly built ICE FBI joint facility. Although completed in 2014, the building was recently awarded a Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design Silver certification. The award is given to buildings that are constructed and operated with improved environmental and human health performance.
It's a big deal for us. It shows our commitment to the community and the environment.
The ICE FBI building is a two-story, 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Tumuning that incorporates recyclable products, energy-efficient lighting, an on-site rain catchment system, and much more. While Calvo said LEED certification does require greater investment in the short term, he said savings should be realized by lower operational costs in the long term.
So it pays off, although it's you pay the cost up front, but it pays off in the future.
He encourages other companies to consider pursuing LEED certification as well, not only to realize reduced operational costs in the future, but also to benefit Guam's environment and its community. With this week's Think Green, I'm Isa Baza.
Think Green is presented by Pacific Solar and Photovoltaics, keeping Guam green one roof at a time. Call 632-4002 for more information.
Sports is next.
Senator Brant McCready continues to improve and invest in public safety for the people of Guam. Senator McCready continues to make improvements to Guam laws, such as the Safer Schools Act, the Methamphetamine Incarceration Reform Act of 2014, the Juvenile Justice Reform Act of 2015, and the Prison Contraband Reform Act of 2015. Senator McCready also introduced legislation to preserve and protect our island's #1 natural resource with the Guam Ocean and Fisheries Act of 2015. Senator McCready continues to protect the working class with the Guam Family and Medical Leave Act and the Child School-Related Leave Act. As a strong advocate of public safety, Senator McCready authored legislation to invest over $11 million into public safety agencies. Senator Brant McCready works to protect your family and Guam's future.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Create new jobs and business opportunities. Continue shaping a smaller and more efficient government. Bring the highest honor and respect to our veterans. Protect life. These are some of the most important tenets of the Republican Party of Guam, and you will see these values in action with a new Republican majority in the legislature and a Republican in Congress. It's time to change the voice. For the good of the people, it's time to vote Republican.
The UOG Guam Small Business Development Center and the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce present the 2016 Bank of Guam Women in Business Conference, Aspire, Build, Connect, Export with E-Commerce from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thursday, November 10th at the Westin Resort Guam, featuring Trisha Altana with Altana Solutions and mini workshops by other successful local women e-commerce entrepreneurs. $35 per person includes lunch and refreshments. Visit us at pacificsbdc.com or call 735-2590 for details.
This is what precision looks like, helping you see what's hard to see, thanks to Terrain Denali's Side Blind Zone Alert that uses radar to watch your blind spots. So it's true, Mom does have eyes in the back of her head. The new, meticulously crafted 2016 Terrain Denali. From GMC, this is the precision of professional grade.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, Guam. Chris Barnett with sports, brought to you by Triple J. Hey, let's kick it off with our Guam Basketball Association team profile for this week. The KFC Bombers may not be in the Guam Basketball Association playoffs anymore, but they definitely left their mark on the league in the regular season. Finishing at 7-3 in a tie for first place with Team Justice, the Bombers were bombed out of the playoffs by MVP. With a lot of lineup juggling on the Bombers, most of the team is active duty military and players often ship out mid-season. The team had to find their advantages and use them while they had them.
We have a size advantage with Christian out there. So that's good. We have a speed advantage with the guards to handle the rock. So we have a little bit oversized where normally all the other teams, their guards are a little bit smaller. So that helps us out a lot.
While the Bombers have had size, their lineup got a lot bigger with the addition of Christian Kakonde at center. The Bombers had a lot of options open.
Definitely our ability to push the ball up the court and finish in transition.
With Tony Moses, Raheem Trahan, Daniel Rodriguez, Jackson, and Dolly doing most of the scoring for the Bombers, pressure was off Kakonde, so he was able to focus on rebounding and cleaning up missed shots. One of the Bombers' clear strengths was the ability to control the tempo of the game, which is hard to do with the physicality of play in FIBA rules basketball.
Well, it's been great because we definitely missed a big man down there, so having him down there is a luxury, so we definitely have to look for him.
Who knows how the Bombers will look next year in the GBA, but one thing's for sure, with the amount of raw talent to choose from behind the fence, they'll surely take flight and be near the top of the GBA in 2017. All right, our next feature, you might recognize him from Paradise Fitness Center's Core 6 class. I call him Coach, but you can call him a world-class local bodybuilder. Here's more. Local bodybuilder Greg Monk is steady grinding. The local standout heading into next week's Michelob Ultra competition at Leo Palace will then compete the week after in Miami, Florida. Now, Monk has first place finishes in the Ultra in 2010 and 2013, and he's hoping 2016 is his year.
Once I decided to do nationals in Miami on the 19th and I found out Guam was hosting the Michelob Ultra on the 12th, I decided, you know what, I'll just go on stage looking what I look like. Probably not going to manipulate my water or anything because my main event is on the 19th.
Monk, an Air Force reservist, TSA agent, personal trainer with Paradise Fitness, and father of a 4-year-old, is feeling the redemption this year. In 2013, he competed in the BSN Emerald Cup in Washington State, finishing last. But he worked hard, training 7 days a week, and joining the same contest this year, he finished second out of 25 competitors.
Miami is the 2016 MPC Nationals. It's one of the biggest events of the year for the amateur competitor. Pretty much what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to represent Guam as one of the first classic physique competitors. This is the first year they've had it.
Now he's on the prowl for his bodybuilding pro card, heading to the National Physique Committee's National Bodybuilding Championships in Miami, where he will compete in Class C of the Classic Physique division. Now, Classic Physique basically means the Arnold Schwarzenegger type of build, not the big, huge, mutant-looking bodybuilder body.
For me, I feel like this is my time to go, and I'm hoping to come back with either a first or second finish, which would give me my pro card. Better yet, if I could land an overall title, that would be even more better.
Now, if you want to help support Monk as he represents Guam, attend his fundraiser this Friday night at Cheers, or for sponsorship opportunities, you can email Greg, GregoryAMonk@gmail.com. All right, Coach, be sure to pump them up. And on behalf of our sports director, Dave Delgado, this has been KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. My name is Chris, and you keep on shining, Guam. Adios!
Success is a choice. It's a product of dedication and faith. But it doesn't come easily. Failure is inevitable. I've crashed against a cliff. I've drowned in rock bottom. But if I quit every time I came up short, I wouldn't be here. When the last string I was hanging on finally snapped, I chose to fly. Because broken doesn't mean finished, and damaged doesn't mean done. I'm not afraid of shattering anymore, because I can use all of the little pieces to build myself stronger.
The 5th annual Fall Fiesta is on at Nissan. There's no compromises or competition when you choose the multi-purpose Pathfinder starting as low as $156 per pay period. Pathfinder with the Easy Flex 7-passenger seating system, push-button start, 3 rows of AC, 7-inch driver display, and more. The rugged but comfortable Pathfinder starting as low as $156 per pay period. At Nissan, we offer award-winning cars, exceptional service, and best customer experience guaranteed. Get all the details at Nissan Upper Tumon.
Half a day. I am Narissa Underwood. On November 8th, we will see a long ballot of names for a senator. We must also remember that opportunity, progress, courage, and commitment are also on the ballot. I hope that I earned your trust during the past 2 years and that I have demonstrated enough courage and commitment to earn your vote again. Please vote for me.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect NBU. Ricardo Bordalio, Treasurer.
This is Narissa Underwood, and I approve this ad.
Underneath. Yes, Ian. One lesson I've learned from competing for the World Cup is the value of having people around you who work hard, are prepared, and committed to getting the job done. People like Senator Rory Respicio. Every day, he works hard to move our island forward and improve the lives of all the people on Guam. Let's keep him working for us. On November 8th, please join me in voting for Rory J. Respicio. Viva!
I'm Rory Respicio, and I approve this message.
Half a day. I'm Ben Servino. I was afflicted with polio as a child, but I refused to allow my disability to get in the way of my goals, including serving Guam's most vulnerable. especially children with special needs. I want to be the voice in the legislature for these individuals who aren't looking for pity, just opportunity and not to be forgotten. I'm Ben Servino, your humble public servant, asking for your vote. Jesus Mas.
Vote Ben Servino for Senator.
Too many of the issues that truly matter to our people remain unresolved, and many of the new opportunities to move our island forward have gone unaddressed. I'm Felix Camacho, and I'm running to be Guam's next delegate to Congress because I have a proven record of effectively partnering with the federal government to get things done for our island, a partnership that I believe our people need now from our delegate. We've done it before, and I believe that it is time to do it again.
Please vote Felix Camacho for Congress, paid for by the Committee to Elect Camacho for Congress 2016. Gregorio Calvo, Treasurer.
I'm Felix Camacho, and I approve this message.
It's back and bigger than ever. The big deal is going on now at Triple J. Scratch and win with every vehicle purchase for instant cash up to $1,000, free tint, Kmart gift certificates, and more. Plus, save big with these deals like the Ford F-150 to only $165 per paycheck, or the Mazda 3 to only $110 per paycheck. Triple J's biggest promotion of the year is going on now. Stop by today or visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
Let's say happy birthday to some extra special Guamanians on this Wednesday night. These are the newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, and they are led off by Rick Cordero. Happy birthday, Papa, from Querida Jean, Micah J, and the entire family. Happy Sweet 16 to Brianna Shanae Bazaduenas, and this comes from your entire family. Happy 19th birthday to Megan Bautista Gay. This comes from your family as well as all of your friends. Doris Ogden Appleby, happy 71st birthday, Mama, from all of your girls and the family. And that is a wonderful collage. We need more of those. Send us montages. Charo Gervasio, happy birthday to you, ma'am. This comes from your family and friends. And happy 19th birthday to Jeffisha, and happy belated 3rd birthday to Celia Joe. And this comes from your entire family. All right, everybody, be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just go to KUAM.com and register. But speaking of online, that is where D16 happens. That's coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Hafa everyone. Welcome to D16 Tonight. I'm Ken Quintanilla, your host for this week's program. Joining us live in studio are senatorial candidates Luis Muña, Talina Nelson, and incumbent Frank Blas Jr. Thank you so much again for sharing your time with us, guys. As you may know, our show is completely interactive. Almost all of your questions come from our viewers who are watching us live on Facebook. Before we begin, I'll give each of you about 30 seconds for some introductory comments. I'll start with you, Luis.
Thank you, Hafa. Thank you, Ken. My name is Louise Borja Muña, and I'm a working mom. And I decided to run because I wanted to help working families, but not just working families, but also veterans and even students. And I want to help improve the quality of their lives. And that's the reason why I decided to run. Thank you.
Senator Blas.
Well, thank you very much, Ken, and Hafa to everybody. My name is Frank Flores Blas Jr., and I'm an incumbent, and I'm honored, and thank you very much for giving me the honor of serving you in the 33rd Guam Legislature. I look to your vote to continue to serve you the 34th. I will continue to work towards protecting your families and protecting your future. Thank you very much.
And Ms. Talina.
Hafa Guam, my name is Talina Cruz Nelson. I follow a long line of public servants in my family. A little bit about my history. I've been in the Army National Guard for 15 years. I've worked as a combat medic for both Guam and the state of California. I've been a National Registered EMT with Children's Hospital of Orange County. Various positions that I held as an officer, as a staff communications officer in Afghanistan. I've been a company commander twice, and now I'm a captain in the Guam Army National Guard as a computer network defense team chief. I've also worked for the Soil and Water Conservation, and I'm an educator.
Cool. Thanks again for this introductory comments. I guess we'll get straight to the questions. We have a lot of viewers online. Again, we'll give you about 30 seconds for each response. The first question comes from Milan Strong in Faith. I love that name. And her question goes, healthcare. How will you contribute to the development of growing issues in Guam's healthcare? I'll start with Senator Blas.
Well, thank you very much. Well, first off, I come actually, my mother is a registered nurse. And I was in the 29th Guam Legislature. I served as the chairman of Health and Human Services and Homeland Security. And I see that, as opposed to 20, 30 years ago, where we have the technology today to be able to televise or to link with medical experts throughout the world, that we somehow we need to look into using that a little bit more, telemedicine, if you will, and taking advantage of many of our people who have gone off island. I've got a nephew who serves as a surgeon in South Carolina. I'd like to bring him home to be able to serve our people.
And Talina?
Well, being in the medical field for myself, as the history of my life, you know, healthcare is very important to me. And some of the challenges I see is, first of all, the insurance. Our retirees in the news are always up on the chopping block when it comes to funding for the insurance. Some of the proposals that I make is that we go back to Congress, and in lieu of war reparations, we work with the war survivors and see if we can negotiate with Congress perhaps some, instead of monetary reparations, we could give them medical, dental, and life insurance for both retirees and for the war survivors.
And for Louise?
Thank you. Thank you, Milan, Strong, and Faith, for that question. My specific focus will be on cancer. According to the Cancer Coalition at the Department of Public Health and Wellness, one person is diagnosed with cancer every single day, and every 3 days somebody dies of cancer. So I really want to focus specifically on families that are affected with this dreadful disease, and I do already have my first initiative, my first law that I'd like to pass to help these families.
And then on a separate note, another question we have from Jennifer Cruz Leonguerel. She asks, what do you think about the pay raises that was given to senators and the governor? We'll start with Talina.
Okay, I've voiced my concern with this pay raise in numerous forums, and you know, this is something that was disturbing to me when it occurred. I feel strongly that we should repeal the pay raises and you know, really listen to the voice of the people and really give them an opportunity to speak at public hearings to see their views on and insight, because our community has a lot of experts and our community has a lot of concerns.
Their tax refunds in a more timely manner. Is this affordable? Can we do this? What are those steps that we that need to be taken? Those are some of the things that need to be answered before you can actually say yes or no to a bill such as this.
And Talina, do you support Bill 390?
Well, tax refunds are very important to all of us. It infuses the economy as well. So I would like to see if we can shorten the timeline shorten the timeline to make it quicker so that people can get their money their tax refund at a quicker rate rather than having to wait for 6 months. There's money already allocated for tax refunds. So my question is, where is that $100 million really going to go to?
Another question we have here is from Christian Valencia. He's asking, what do you think is the greatest weakness of the current Guam legislature, and how do you plan to address it? I guess we'll start with Talina. We'll start with the incumbent will make you last. We'll start with Talina.
The greatest weakness of the Guam legislature.
And how do you plan to address it?
Well, I've known a lot of these senators for a good years of my adult life, and all of them are good people. I think the most disturbing thing about some of the choices that we make is we don't listen to the voice of the people. And the community is very important. The people are very important. We are servant leaders. That's why we're doing this, to serve the people. And it's important that we look at their needs first.
And Louise?
I personally think that the greatest weakness is, with all due respect, Frank, that it's just a matter of having that common ground to serve the people, and the people should be at their best interest. So they should be able to work together. And I think that's probably their greatest weakness, is not being able to find that common ground for the benefit of the people.
And for someone who's currently sitting in the Guam legislature,
Well,
do you feel there's any weakness?
I have to agree with these two lovely women. First off, you're right. The legislature serves, to the voice of the people. And in the public hearing process, one of the greatest weaknesses that I see is we've got to give the public the opportunity to be able to speak their minds. Give them that voice. A lot of times when I go in there, I sometimes get embarrassed when I see that there's a lot of questions coming from the individuals that should be listening more so than talking. And when I was chairing back in the 29th, I gave that opportunity. I had my hearings from the bottom up, from the consumer to the agency head. So we have to give more public input on.
Thanks again, guys. Great answers. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. More D16 after this.
My name is Frank B. Elgin Jr., and I approve this message. This election is about everyday people like you and me. It is about building a stronger, more reliable government that serves you, that puts your interests first and puts special interests aside, whose leaders defend and protect you, keeping all of your families strong, healthy, and prepared. I see freedom in a government destined to determine its future, a future that belongs to everyday people just like you and me. On November 8th, I humbly ask for one of your votes. Thank you. And maraming salamat po.
Today, I'm Chris Duenas. During Guam's coastal cleanup, over 25,000 pounds of garbage was picked up along our roadways and beaches in just 4 hours. Like you, I believe enough is enough. As your senator, I will introduce the Respeta y Tenota program, which will allow for low to no cost trash cart service as well as recycle bins. Let's clean up Guam together, for us and for the millions of tourists we invite to our paradise island. Please vote Chris Duenas, Republican number 6. Thank you, maraming salamat po, and si Zeus Maasi.
My name is Fred E. Berdalio Jr., retired Chief of Police with the Guam Police Department. I'm also number 2 in the Democratic Party side of the ballot. I humbly ask for your vote because I believe good government can achieve economic prosperity and security. It begins by improving our education system, offering job opportunities and training opportunities for our young adults, increasing the high school graduation rates, also improving our health care, helping our military veterans and our retirees.
Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
I am Anne Leon Guerrero. I am voting for Joe.
I am Ernie Caceres. I am voting for Joe.
I am Rose Sebastian Mesa, and I am voting for Joe.
I am Kathy Leon Guerrero, and I'm voting for Joe.
I'm Marilyn Tablante. I'm voting for Joe.
I'm Peter Uggan, and I'm voting for Joe.
I am Deb Kenga. I am voting for Joe.
My name is Michael Gofigan Tapastia, and I am voting for Joe.
I'm Ray Leon Guerrero. I'm voting for Joe.
I'm Benjamin D. Mesa Jr. I'll be voting for Joe.
I am Jasti M. Padula Kaneni. I'm a first-time voter. I'm voting for Joe.
IT&E is giving away a trip to Manila, plus other fabulous prizes during our Stay In and Win prepaid promotion. All you have to do is stay in IT&E's 4G LTE network. Keep topping up load, and you're eligible to win. 10 winners will receive a $10 load every Friday during the promotion. Stay in for 3 months, and you can win a 3-month Hulu gift card. Stay in for 6 months, and you're entered to win the grand prize. A trip for 2 to Manila. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details or visit ite.net. IT&E Motion Prepaid. Life in motion.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that, and I've replaced them with the white fillings. And I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Underneath. Yes, Ian. Yeah. One lesson I've learned from competing for the World Cup is the value of having people around you who work hard, are prepared, and committed to getting the job done. People like Senator Rory Respicio. Every day, he works hard to move our island forward and improve the lives of all the people on Guam. Let's keep him working for us. On November 8th, please join me in voting for Rory J. Respicio. Viva!
I'm Rory Respicio, and I approve this message.
Half a day. I am Narissa Underwood. We live in an island based on strong Chamorro roots, combined with other traditions that make us a strong 21st century society. When we face typhoons, wars, family illnesses, or hard times, we are courageous. This is especially true in classrooms. We have caring parents who get their children ready for school and for life every single day. My life's work is in education. My husband's profession is in education, and our mothers were lifelong teachers. My job as a senator is to ensure that today's parents and teachers are supported so that our children will face the future with confidence. I am inspired by the courage and commitment of our elders and by parents and teachers today.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect NBU, Ricardo Bordalio, Treasurer.
This is Narissa Underwood, and I approve this ad.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Welcome back to D16 tonight. If you got a question, feel free to post it on our Facebook live stream. We'll get straight to the questions. This one comes from Mike Carino. He's asking, do you guys support term limits for senators? Yes or no? Support your statement. We'll start with Talina.
Well, I don't support term limits for senators because that takes away the power of the people. The people every 2 years has a choice to vote who they want to serve them. And for me, if you implement term limits, it's limiting the people's power also.
I believe that I'm open to the idea. I'm definitely open to the idea of term limits. But again, like Talina says, you know, the people have that opportunity to vote people in if they want them and not if they don't. You know, so whether there's term limits or not, it may not even happen for every candidate. You know, so that's the way I feel.
And Senator Boss?
Well, I don't necessarily agree on limiting as far as the terms. Maybe there could be a discussion with regards to the length of the term. And in the length of the term, then there could be a discussion of the limitations on this, because as Talina and Luis have stated, you got to be very careful because this is actually the voice of the people. And, you know, really, 2 years is really not a whole lot of time to be able to work on some very major initiatives that you want to continue to collaborate and work with the community.
Yeah, I know we heard a little bit again from Luis earlier, but what would be the first bill you would introduce if elected? I'll start with Senator Boss.
Well, you know, again, that's a question actually for these two fine ladies who I know will be able to serve very well in the 34th Guam legislature. I'm continuing to work on protecting our people. In this term, I've been able to pass legislation that protected the unborn child from violence. I've also worked on legislation that gave a victim of sexual abuse the opportunity to become whole, although the abuse occurred many years ago. I want to continue along those lines to protect those that are vulnerable. I'm looking at actually legislation to help to protect those that, again, the most vulnerable in our community, those that are disabled and those that are elderly.
Luis?
My first bill would be, again, just to be more specific, the Cancer Prevention Act of 2017. And this bill would be able to provide funding for outreach, for education, and even for immunizations for cancers that are preventable. And then, of course, I want to be able to collaborate with all of our agencies, like Department of Public Health and Wellness, and then all of our nonprofit aid organizations like the Edward Calvo Cancer Foundation, American Cancer Society, and definitely Guam Cancer Care, because, again, the statistics are overwhelming and they need help. And that's my first bill.
There would be two bills that I would like to introduce. You know, there's a lot of people suffering, a lot of working class families that are working 2 jobs just to rent a place that they live in. And some of them are land for the landless recipients. And the biggest challenge for them is getting infrastructure for water and for power. And so these are the kind of bills that I'd like to see if we can get appropriation or find some kind of creative revenue that we don't have to take from the government, but find a federal funding to really introduce this water and power infrastructure for the people. The second one, we have a lot of shortages within our response forces in our GPD, our GFD, and our teachers. I'd like to see if we could do something to provide some kind of service training for them so that, you know, the other people that are interested in these fields can also work to build and be part of these the emergency and educational areas.
Okay, another question we have is from Sean Nelson, maybe you're related. He asked, what do you plan to do with the rise in homelessness on Guam if elected? We'll start with Luis.
Again, you know, I think anywhere you drive by, you'll see them at the intersections. And a lot of the times when I'm driving by, I try to, and I'm not trying to profile or anything, but when you look at them, sometimes you wonder, you know, how did they get to that point? And I think definitely an outreach, how we could help them. And maybe it's not so much a situation, but maybe even could be a mental issue that, you know, that they're in that position. So I think more of an outreach to help each individual out there, even as we drive by. And I think it's just, it's difficult to just drive by and not wonder why they're there.
Talina?
Well, it's a blessing. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Castro, and she was with Senator Angel Santos, who passed away, and she explained to me about the Land for the Landless issues and how they helped the homeless, and also to get them, properties. And so some of the things we can look in is some of these are our Chamorro people, they are our Chamorro heritage. So what can we do to help them build their homes? Maybe we can do cooperatives within the community, work with Habitat Humanity or other nonprofit organizations. But it's always good to be a leader and to lead this task, because many people will listen if it's to help others. And that we have a great community. And I'm sure that the community, we can work together to find the solution to house them, and to support them.
Senator Boss.
I'd like to be able to take a look at the root of the issue. What caused the homelessness? What caused these individuals to become homeless? In many instances, it may not have been their fault. They may have fallen through the cracks in some cases. They may have fallen on hard times. Take a look at the root of these things. Ken, 30 years ago, this would not have been a conversation that we would have had. What has happened over the last 30 years that we've got now this dilemma called homelessness? Let's look at the root of the issue and let's attack it from there.
Okay, another question comes from Mike Gogui. He's asking, if your party does not garner the majority, how do you plan on carrying out your platform? I guess we'll start with the lone Democrat here.
Oh, I am the lone Democrat. Well, for me, I always want to work together with people, because especially even in the military, we don't have to always agree with each other and where each other stands, but we're here to share a common mission. And when we focus on that mission, which is essentially here in the legislature to serve the people, then you can really accomplish something. And that's my demeanor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what party you belong to. It matters that we invest in the people and we work for the people.
And Louise?
I believe, and there's a good group of us that, especially within the new candidates, that agree that once if elected, that the party affiliation ends there and the service to the people begins. So hopefully, if we do get a majority, that we can start to instill that into the legislature.
Senator Boss?
Several months ago, there was a bipartisan, if you will, nonpartisan unity pledge that I signed. And over the last few years, working, of course, as my minority senator, I've actually never had a problem going across the aisle and working issues out, with my colleagues on the other side. I've never actually there's no dividing line in the legislature when you see this. These are individuals, you've got individuals, 15 individuals, who at the end of the day just want to do what's right for the people of Guam. And I want to be able to continue to work with them like that.
Okay. And you guys, with the Guam Museum opening, having a soft opening this Friday, and culture being the biggest thing that happened over the summer with FestPac, if you were to place one item in the Guam Museum that you feel best showcases or displays our culture, what would it be and why? I'll start with Senator Blas.
Well, one of the things that showcases, a few years ago, from a good friend of mine, Vivian Leon, she actually, walks the beach, and every once in a while will pick up, items that appear to be artifacts and stuff. And I found she provided me this one piece that seemed to be a pendant, if you will. And I looked at it and I just marveled at it, because here is something I was holding in my hands that was probably worn by somebody thousands of years ago. And that just shows a lot of where we come from as a people. We've been here for over 3,000 years.
Louise?
Actually, this is in the making already. And I want to give big shouts to my Aunt Florence, and then all her siblings, my mom Gloria, her brothers John and Danny and Erwin. We have a tombstone of my great-grandfather, who was brought back from Japan here, George Ernest Wistick, and that's one of the items that I would like to see in there, because my great-grandfather, definitely a pinnacle of Guam's history.
And Selena?
Well, for me, I'm an anthropology major, so I know a little bit about our culture. I don't want to brag, but I think that the most important thing is really to give an explanation to the remains of the people, the pre-Laddie and the post-Laddie era, because we have a lot of documentation that's documented by Spanish writers. So there's always a biasness in there and a misrepresentation of the Chamorro people. But if we really look to study the bones and also the sites that are there within the different levels of sedimentation on our island, I think that can really spark some curiosity and give us some answers that we've been looking for.
Wow, that's just about the time we have for all these questions. I know you guys can still interact with everyone on our Facebook Live, but we'll close it out with some closing comments from all of you. And we'll start with Luis.
Okay. Thank you so much. And you've probably seen me maybe on TV or heard me on the radio or maybe saw me on stage or MC your event. And exactly what you saw is who I am. An opportunity for me to help serve the people in a different capacity is where I am now. And if you offer me one of your votes on November 8th, please remember to come out and exercise your right to vote. My passion and my heart is definitely out there for the people. So thank you, and remember to vote for me. Number 11 on the Republican side, Luis Borja-Muña.
Selena?
Well, first I'd like to thank KUAM Studios for giving us this opportunity. I'd also like to thank the people of Guam because this has been a long journey. And, you know, all of the advice you've given me, all of the support, and the encouragement, it was very humbling. And, you know, it was an honor for me to see the level of support that I was given. And also like to thank my family and all of my friends. You know, my focus is servant leadership. And that is the core foundation of why we should run, is to really look to serve the people and their needs, and to really look for solutions and action to better our lives, the quality of life for Guam. So that is my focus. And if you could please vote for me, I'm number 9 on the Democratic ballot. Tidas Masi and Maraming Salamat po.
And we'll close out with Senator Blas.
No, thank you very much. I served you as a police officer, served you as a Homeland Security advisor. I served as president of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I taught you at the Guam Community College in helping people become law enforcement officers. I currently serve as the president of the Guam War Survivors Memorial Foundation. I have a length and I have a life of service to continue to give back, not just to the community that I live in, that I love, but to do the best that I can to make sure that what has happened in the past, in as far as the pains, that it doesn't continue in the future. I see a bright future for Guam, and I'd like to be there for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much again, guys. Great answers, great responses. And thank you again for joining us, and good luck voting on November 8th. Remember, your vote is your voice.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Pacific Extreme